We got a giggle out of our camera person. Well, where does acting come into this? Because I've been an actor my whole life. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to be an actor since the day I was born. And I always wanted to be a director, too, even before I knew what a director was. But, like, acting was my first love. It is still my first love, and I've worked very hard to be good at it. But it doesn't always equate into work. You gotta have an agent, you gotta get auditions. It's, like, really tough. Where did acting come into all your kind of goals?
Around high school, when everything went horribly wrong. And I got to be in a play. What's the Hansel and Gretel? It was a summer show, and I was like, all right. Well, all my friends are doing tech. I was like, all right, fine, I'll do that tech as long as I don't have to memorize lines. So the guy who was playing that part, Frick or Frack, whatever, he decided to run away and become a rock star.
Right. Okay.
And my theater director was looking around. I was like, oh God, who can we? He's doing tech. Oh, he's doing that part. God damn it, who do they have? How about that brown guy? Hey, what's his name? Nicolaitis or something? Get him over here. We'll have him.
Nicolaitis.
And that was really
it. Start calling you.
Because I like making my own stories and then kind of like going into that world. Yeah. You know?
Absolutely.
And that's, I guess, acting for me. It's more storytelling than acting.
I mean, for me, it's always been storytelling as well. And acting really is, I mean, at its simplest, it's you're imagining and you're playing make-believe. But, I mean, at its core, though, you're having to tell a story. And I actually get mad at actors, and you find this at every level of acting. You find working actors that do this, where they have great ideas, they're very talented, but whatever they're doing sometimes doesn't necessarily fit into the story. Thank God there's directors, and hopefully they're good, that can rein you in and sort of point you in the right direction. But a lot of actors just don't understand story at all. And I actually remember doing a play years ago. It was a very, very, very good play. And we had an actor in it who was very playful, like had a lot of energy, was always very playful, which I like in acting. Like that's why I like acting. I like to be playful and try different things and play around. And he was very playful, and he was playing a psychologist. And one day in rehearsal, he found a prop backstage that was a pink flamingo, like one of those plastic yard pink flamingos. And he started just like, he would hold it. And we were all like, where's he going with this? And he starts reciting his lines. At the end of every sentence, he would take the flamingo and go, quack, quack. And it was very funny. It was totally absurd and weird. But the story is about the person going to see the psychologist and what they're having to go through. And as soon as you started doing that, you stopped paying attention to the lines. You stopped paying attention to what the character actually had to say and why he was there to see the psychiatrist. And everybody loved it. And I was like, guys, yeah, it's funny, but it's totally retarded because this guy has no idea what story he's telling. Yes, he's funny, but he has no idea what he's doing. And it just pissed me off, and that is a very long story that I'll probably have to cut down a lot.
Yeah, you have these ideas that you want to do, but sometimes you have to think like, well, how does this fit in the overall story?
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes you just have to pull them back. Like the flamingo thing, it sounds funny. You can say that. Put it in your back pocket.
Exactly.
Maybe save it for something else.
Exactly. You just got to know story. You got to know story. You got to know where you're coming from, and also the director is there too.
And I just want to stroke your penis a little bit by saying this guy right here is actually a really good director. Like I worked with him a while back, and like you really know how to talk to the actor. I mean, you really know how to talk to them to get what you want out of them.
I will say this: it comes from a theater training. I'm serious. People in LA poo-poo theater. But theater training is very useful. It helps you learn process. It helps you learn different techniques and processes and theories behind acting. And it also teaches you how to actually work with an actor, which people in LA do not know how to do. I have been on enough USC thesis films to know that actors or directors out here are not taught how to direct actors. And what they're being taught how to direct actors is wrong. Wrong. I'm going to put it out there. It totally is. It totally is wrong. So,
no, I agree. I feel like a lot of directors I've had to work with are are more technical.
Yeah.
They're more worried about how the scene looks
Yeah.
and the lighting than they are, about what's going on.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's
No, there
nothing
isn't.
wrong with that, but you need to know how to work with actors a
Yeah.
little bit too in film.
Yeah.
And
Because
it's-
we're a very scared little bunch.
Yeah. And it's also just getting the most out of it. Like, if you know how to work with a great DP, there's nothing different between that and working with a great actor and being able to utilize everything that you have as a filmmaker. You got to know how to work all the parts.